there any limit to your ambition?
No.
Or any limit to what you think you can achieve?
No.
As long as I have been in the space of self-improvement, self-love is a topic that has never been and never will be swept under the rug. It's undeniably one of the biggest elements in somebody changing their life for the better. People are starting to accept themselves for who they are and love themselves for it. With the self-improvement space continuously growing, it allows people to recognize and respect this element of life. But as some would say, when any topic reaches mainstream outlets and publicity, it has bypassed so many filters that it has become watered down from its true essence. And sadly, this can be true. Which is why it's important to question everything you read and hear. Self-love has been weaponized for the benefit of the merchant and not the consumer. The way this is done is by indirectly telling people that self-love is conditional. They tell you that if you start taking care of yourself, you'll begin to love yourself. And you can take care of yourself by using their products or products that they are paid to advertise. Or they might tell you to start your fitness journey and achieve a body that's worthy of your love. But all these forms of so-called self-love are bullshit. While there's nothing wrong with exercising or having a self-care routine, they are not the path to self-love. They are the byproducts of self-love. You do these things because you love yourself, not to love yourself. A lack of self-love requires a reanalysis of someone's definition of what it means to love themselves. They need to change their belief systems. Society tells men that their worth is based off of income, status, and their ability to provide. Society tells women that their worth is based off their beauty/youth, ability to attract men, and ability to take care of a family. All conditional elements and traits. The problem is that we go outside of ourselves for this fantasy of fulfillment. Life will always have its peaks and valleys. So what kind of philosophy is more beneficial to the psyche of a person? One that encourages you to stay in your prime and do your best to maintain it by any means necessary? Or one that encourages you to accept yourself regardless of where you're at, because there's nothing you don't deserve or can't do? Let's look at it from this perspective. I'm aware that some people may have had a parent or close relative change in appearance on them. They may have become overweight, gravely ill, or even had a life-changing accident. And even with these changes, did you stop loving them? My guess would be no, because you love them unconditionally. The love you have for them transcends the physical. And that is so because your relationship with them wasn't built off of any of those things. You love this person because they cared for you, even when you went through the peaks and valleys of your own life. They never stopped loving you. So as you see, you do have the ability to love unconditionally. You just have to allow it for yourself. Let's break down how to do so. The road to unconditional self-love is comprised of 4 steps. Number 1, healing. Number 2, rewriting the script. Number 3, daily action. And number 4, consistency/routine. Step 1 is healing. We as people innately have self-love and confidence in ourselves. We just over time pick up limiting beliefs from our environment, which in turn creates traumatic experiences. We have to understand that there is nothing we have to change. We just have to remove the garbage. A Rolls Royce is still one even if it's covered in mud. Just remove the mud to see the beauty. Same goes for you. How we heal is when we begin to forgive ourselves. All things you have experienced are byproducts of your belief systems and karma you have accumulated in this life or past one. As above, so below. As within, so without. Our external reality is the mirror of how we perceive ourselves internally. And we as people all help each other confirm our own beliefs by playing roles that fit the script. So that person that bullied you in middle school was just playing their role. They help you confirm your own insecurities by highlighting them. And it doesn't matter if you went to a completely different school either. You would have had a similar experience because reality has to confirm what you already believe. So now that you are aware that these experiences are reflections of yourself, forgive yourself for ever believing those horrid things about yourself. They were never your own personal thoughts to begin with. They were picked up from the people you spent time with and the media that you consumed. Step 2 is rewriting the script. All steps are correlated as they cannot exist without each other. Rewriting the script is part of the healing process. Let's say you have forgiven yourself for all the trash you picked up over time. The next thing is the willingness to change. A lot of people don't realize that there are perks to being a victim of low self-image. You in turn are more coddled through life. You can't get hurt because you never open up. You never fail because you never try. And you don't have to take accountability and be responsible because you were doomed from the jump. It's easier to be a could have been than to be the one that is. I could have went to the league, but I blew out my knee. We all heard this story way too many times. In the end, you don't win because the world was designed for us to enjoy the abundance and love it offers. The world celebrates winners because they resemble a piece of ourselves internally. You are already full of abundance and love already. But like I said before, you have collected a lot of dirt on the way, so you don't look like your real self anymore. This is why we rewrite the script. You are in control of your life, so you have to start believing so. You need to let go of limiting beliefs by thinking and feeling differently about yourself. Think and feel like a winner. Think and feel like a champion. Think and feel like a powerful being. Whilst doing this, it's important to remember that while you are very powerful, everyone has the same abilities as you. The way they choose to use them is not your concern nor responsibility. You are no greater than me, and I am no greater than you. We are all one and the same. As well, it's important to remember that this mindset is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Diets are temporary, lifestyles are forever. Step 3 is daily action. As self-explanatory as it is, you need to act like the person you want to be on top of the feeling you're already holding. You can't just play the part, you have to be the part. There's always a split opinion about the phrase, fake it till you make it. Some agree and some don't. My take on this is that the world you experience is the manifestation of your beliefs. More simply, it is the physical byproduct of past beliefs and feelings you held on to. Think of the phrase, what you do today creates tomorrow. All creations of today were ideas of yesterday. If you saw $1 million in someone's account, you would understand that the money they have is an accumulation of their savings over time. More than likely, they didn't receive the money that day. This mindset is crucial because it is how every goal is achieved. If you know that you're going to save the money to be a millionaire, what's wrong with calling yourself one right now? You have to start somewhere. The problem is that people don't have the courage in themselves to call their shot before they shoot it. Granted, you shouldn't announce to everyone your goals, but you need to have the courage to be someone different in order to achieve your goals. If the current version of yourself could have already achieved these goals, you would have done so. And transitioning to step 4 is consistency/routine. The whole process has been tied to us changing our belief systems. And what a belief is at its core is just a thought repeated over time. So one day is not enough. Definitely not 7, and definitely not 14. The old saying is it takes 21 days to create a new habit, but I would suggest longer. Like I said before, this is a lifestyle, not a diet. We're not here for temporary fixes. We want a better life overall. Hold the feeling of what you want consciously until it's unconscious. There will be days where you might not be as consistent, and that's okay. You just have to remind yourself that your beliefs are based upon your dominant thoughts, meaning the things that you think about most. So do your best to maintain your consistent streak of positivity And you'll see growth in due time. People still may underestimate the importance of self-love because they may not see how it can apply to them achieving the things that they desire. To understand this, you have to broaden your knowledge of what is necessary to achieve your goals. One of the main reasons as to why people may not achieve their goals is that they believe this goal will fulfill them or even complete them. You may hear couples, when professing their love to one another, say, "You complete me." I don't agree with this statement at all. And I don't say this to be a negative Nancy or someone who's afraid to open their heart. But this statement devalues you as a person. The statement, "You complete me," is the equivalent of saying, "My life is nothing without you." Then people wonder why they can't get over their ex after it's been some number of months. A partner highlights your strengths, but most importantly, exposes your weaknesses, which in turn makes you a better person. But make no mistake about it, anybody can play that role. We as energetic beings only attract things in tune with our own frequency. So like I said before, that bully or even that toxic ex you had could have been played by anybody as long as they were in tune with your vibrational frequency. Your value as a person is not diminished nor ascended whether you have a partner or not. There is nothing outside of yourself that can fill you. All the material wealth and possessions you accumulate in life cannot be brought with you when you die. The richest man ever materially is not as famous as the richest man ever mentally for a reason. This is to say that your goals should be wants and not needs. You should want to experience what it feels like to have achieved your goals. Not, if I achieve my goals, I will finally be content with my life. The former statement is from a place of power, strength, and abundance. The latter statement is from a place of pity, sorrow, and low self-value. When you love yourself, you respect yourself. When you love yourself, you take care of yourself. When you love yourself, you believe in yourself. If you truly unpack your list of goals, you might realize that a few or even a lot of them are from a place of lack. Ask yourself, would you still want these things if you already loved yourself unconditionally? You might be surprised by the answer. Let this be your invitation into a new life, a new perspective. Whatever you have been through or currently going through, start to practice forgiveness. Forgive yourself for all the false things you once believed about yourself. And forgive those who helped confirm your negative beliefs. They didn't know any better because they are hurt themselves too. We are all diamonds in the rough. We just need a little polishing.